weight training facility, Coaches Corner, in our new location, just down the block from where we were before, a couple steps. Still, we got our self-made banner right here in honor of Miguel. Today we're gonna have a little bit of fun and do a quarter one check-in. And I know Jarvis has some things that he didn't know I was gonna ask him right now, but he's gonna figure it out. So I heard Jarvis said you're doing something fun with your client, something competitive but not competition. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
We are doing a Spartan race this Saturday.
Shoot.
Yeah.
It's a sprint, right? You do the short one?
Yeah, it's a short sprint, like 20 obstacles, 5K, so what, 3 miles or something like that? I don't know, something simple like that. But it's fun. I've been advertising with my group for about 3 months now, since Black Friday, Black Friday special. Not a lot of people, not a lot of participants, but I don't think they wanted to get into this soon. But
it's in a stadium, right?
It's in a stadium, yeah. So
is it gonna rain on you? Is it raining?
I don't think it's gonna rain.
Okay, good.
But if it does, it does. We still gonna rock through with it.
Yeah.
It's like 7 of us going, so it'd be cool.
There's another, the middle-sized one. I think there's one in Paula in like April. My client Erin is gonna do that.
Yeah.
With a CrossFit gym. So I told her that she's gotta represent the personal training gym and kick butt.
Exactly.
And show the CrossFitters what's up.
Exactly.
Over here, so she'll be all right. She's a beast.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk to Chandler later today, and Chandler's getting ready for a competition, so everybody go follow Chandler's journey back to the stage. I don't know, it's been like 12 years since that's fool been on stage or something.
I joke with him every time. Even today, we're joking about it.
Yeah, that long neck and his face, huh?
Yeah, he always tells people he's competing, but he never competes. I stay on him about that.
You should.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, never pull out.
Yep.
If you're going to commit to this show,
Exactly.
you got to go.
Yep.
And what about you? I know you've been, I see you in here in the mornings picking up the pace, and you always train intense and with intent. So what's coming up this season for you in like the next quarter of the year or summer? You got anything planned for your own personal fitness journey?
June, we're back on stage. And then,
is that,
so we're in full.
North America's in July, right?
June is going to be this Southern California Championship.
Okay.
I won that show not this previous year, but the year before.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be revisiting that one just to get me back on stage, to get like a warm-up show.
Awesome.
And then after that, all national shows, all going for the pro card. That's it. We're just going in attack mode this year.
I think you're gonna do. If that's in June, what do you have? In the East Coast, you have the 4th of July weekend. Usually they have the one
New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Yep, I'm doing it.
Is that North Americans that's there? And then Pittsburgh. Would you do Pittsburgh?
Yep, I'm doing it.
Pittsburgh, and then depending on how it goes, right? Right. And then what's the next after that? Would be USA's. Would you do USA's?
USA's, yeah, do that again.
USA's. And there's a little bit of a gap, right? There's a little gap. And there's something in is it North or South Carolina?
There's one in North Carolina, I think it is. Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. That's the thing. It's junior nationals.
Yep, junior nats.
Yeah, there's a bunch out there. So Jarvis,
yep,
good luck to you and all that. Heck yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me, I'm just growing. I'm not getting fat this year. So
yeah,
that's mine. Growing without getting fat.
I see it. You're still looking large and in charge.
Yeah, trying. Gotta live up to the. I don't maybe look it right now, but gotta keep my Chris Bump set up.
Yeah, he's gone. You're in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe 30 more pounds. I got it, and 3 more inches.
Yeah.
But all right. So we know we kept up with what you're doing, and today we're gonna go through a little bit of education, just on some of the takes that we have on things, and whether it's with competition education, and then we're gonna play some little like podcast games at the end, have some fun today. So we're gonna talk first fasted cardio versus fed cardio and what really works. And I'll go ahead and start. I'll say that for faster fed cardio, I think it's really gonna be the kind that you won't skip. At like the top of the funnel, like the most important part is not skipping it, right? And I think that really goes down to someone's lifestyle and schedule. Are they a mom or a dad? Single mom, single dad, they got kids to take care of, get ready for school, all that kind of stuff. Like there's gonna be a lot of variances in their life that we have to account for as coaches. And we can't just be like, hey, this is the only way. Right. You have to do fasted cardio for 35 minutes, and then you gotta, eat X amount of protein, carbs. And then I think when we get hung up at majoring in the minors and we focus too much on the minutia like that, and we focus less on the just getting it done and putting in the work, that becomes a problem. As far as your preferred, so if you look at fasted or fed cardio, for you yourself, what do you like to do?
For me, myself, great question, because I've done it both ways, and I've noticed the difference in doing it both ways. For me, and I guess this would kind of go to the way I move also. I kind of go off of where your body's been. Meaning, like, if I start off doing fasted cardio for a while, and I get to a plateau where I'm not seeing results, then I'll start that, like, that 30-30-30 trend.
Okay.
You know, just kind of add 30 grams of protein 30 minutes before your workout, after you work out 30 minutes, something simple like that.
Right.
But I'll usually, if my body's used to doing fasted cardio, and then I hit a plateau where I don't see the results, then I'll switch to non-fasted cardio or having a meal before I work out. And also with me, I don't know who else experiences this, but I get to where if I do fasted cardio for a while, I'll get to where about 30 minutes in, I'll hit this wall and I'll get real shaky doing my fasted cardio.
Right, the blood sugar's
Yeah, so then it's like, oh man, I gotta go. I literally have probably 10 times gotten off cardio, gone to eat something, getting right back onto cardio, and I'm fine. So I've hit those.
Burn off that meal.
Yeah, so I've done that. So like I say, fasted cardio for me is a little different. Kind of go off of how I feel and how long I've been doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
It is something with any type of workout to do it in a fasted state, depending on the level of intensity. So I wouldn't have someone come and do fasted cardio and then just like box jumps, burpees, battle ropes, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like a low intensity, steady state list style cardio in the morning, I think is great. I kind of liked it before when I wasn't working at 5 a.m. with clients.
Yeah.
How I would like get here, at 6, do like 30, 40 minutes, and then, I kind of like ease into my day, and you're like halfway through cardio and your body's starting to wake up. You're like, oh, great, I'm halfway done with my cardio. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you're not dreading it all day.
Yep.
I think that helps your mentality through prep or through a dieting phase too, is to not be like hating what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I've had some clients in the past too that loved cardio, and they were little cardio bunnies, or they just like felt I think they liked improvement.
Yeah.
So in prep or in a diet phase, when you're doing cardio and you get better and more efficient at it, they were getting faster, doing it harder, and they saw progress there, so it was motivating for them.
Right.
I prefer to do fasted cardio if possible. However, when we start work at 5 in the morning, sometimes it's hard to, when you're going to get up at 3 then to get in here and get that in before your clients. Like, if you start eating at 4 in the morning, then you're going to run out of food for the rest of the day unless you're going to bed at 6 p.m.
Exactly.
Right? So
I
think fed versus fasted, there's a lifestyle component. But as far as the science goes, just do it. Right? We've actually seen old school bodybuilders will tell you that fasted cardio is the only way.
It's the only way.
Right? But if you manage your calorie intake with your food, you're not slipping up on the diet, if you got like your supplements in place, if you're taking fat burners, all those are other parts of the equation too that can make morning cardio more efficient or not. So if you're taking gear or, roids, products, whatever you want to call it, then you can probably get away with fasted cardio because you're not going to be losing muscle. But if you're training a natural athlete, then they may have to be more careful, have some amino acids before they do their cardio, something like that too. So all things that are important to realize when talking about cardio. This is one that has a lot of debate. Are refeed days necessary during prep? I think we probably have a similar opinion, but are refeed days necessary?
Oh man, are they?
Let's say the first half of prep.
The first half of prep? Man, okay. Are they absolutely necessary? I hate to say it, but I would say no.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say they're not absolutely 1,000% necessary. You can go through a full prep without having a cheat meal or refeed. You can. I mean, people do it. People are very strict. But for most people, they kind of need that off diet meal to bring them back to like, okay, I can get back to it, because most people can't stay disciplined for 14 weeks, 15 weeks. No, most people can't do that. But if you tell, okay, you can stay disciplined for 6 days, your 7th day you get this, and then go back to being disciplined, that's more of an attainable goal for most people.
So I found like my last prep, doing like a 20-week prep and giving myself every 4 weeks, give myself one meal.
Yeah.
Was so much better, but I extended my prep. When I did like 12-week like shotgun prep,
Yeah.
and it was like nothing except maybe extra potatoes, if coach says,
Yeah.
that mentally and like mental health of my clients and emotional health was a lot better extending the prep and giving myself that, little off-plan meal every couple weeks, and I felt a lot better. But also I've done a bunch of competitions before, so you get mentally stronger through the prep, so like you won't need those cheat meals. And then it becomes more like needing a refeed becomes like a physiological benefit versus a mental benefit, right? Like if you've been dieting hard and doing your cardio, fasted or not, and you ended up getting stagnant and you have inflammation, your legs are getting washed out, you feel heavy, you're not sleeping as well, your nervous system's taxed, right? Taking a day off of cardio or 2 days off of cardio and increasing your food might get the thyroid production back, right? If you're on low carbs, your T3 production goes down. So adding those carbohydrates back in are going to increase that production. You actually feel warm again.
Right.
Sometimes in the summer here, you'd be seeing me in a hoodie. Like, why is Sean wearing a hoodie? He's like, that fool hasn't had a cheat meal in a while.
Yeah.
But I think in the first half of prep, no refeeds. And sorry, Kelly, a lot of my girls won't like that, right?
Yeah.
Because you have body fat.
Yeah.
You got your storage right there. That's you already refed.
Yeah.
You don't need a refeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the second half of prep, especially the last 4 weeks, I think that a refeed can be necessary every even 5 days or so, depending on how heavy you're lifting and how much volume you're doing.
Right.
So my coach likes to pull down the volume towards the end of prep and to try and keep the loads heavier to maintain size. Where a lot of people like keep pushing, and they dig themselves into a hole.
Yeah.
And you look fatigued on stage, right? So I find that with him, he doesn't really do cheat meals in the last couple of weeks. It's all about like clean refeeds, like more rice, more potatoes, some maybe bananas, some fruits. But we get to build up that thyroid hormone production. And last prep, he told me to cut cardio for 4 days straight. I was like, I don't know, man. Like that's all a week in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? Cut cardio for 4 days straight. And he said, I want you to do 2 back-to-back high-carb days. It was all clean carb sources. And I went up like 3 pounds, and then boom, dropped like 5 pounds.
Okay.
So I was down 2 from where I had started.
Yeah.
I was just fatigued. Central nervous system was taxed. I was fried. My legs were washed out. He's like, all the leg training and the cardio, this and that. He goes, your legs are looking like they're disappearing. And he goes, we need to bring them back to life. Stopped cardio 4 days, 2-day refeed. Came back, took progress pictures. It looked like 2 inches were put on them.
Nice.
The water weight went away. The inflammation's flowing. Everything that was washed out came back, and those carbs filled you back up.
Okay.
Training was better. So there comes a time, and that's why having a coach is important, right? Like we're both coaches. We respect other coaches too. Yeah. Is to have someone who's not emotionally looking at you.
Right. I had a client, a refeed story, different type of refeed story. Like I say, everybody does it differently. I had a client weighing about 230, right? Taller guy, weighing about 230. But he had already lost close to 70 pounds, right? Yeah. But we wanted to get him on stage. It was his first show. Just wanted to get on stage for himself. And we got to a plateau where we were about 230, right? And I told him, our goal for you to get on stage, you'd probably look decent, win a little trophy or whatever, about 210, right? So hit a plateau, he's eating all his meals and everything. So I was like, he came in one day, he was looking really weak, looking really off, and the weight wasn't dropping. So I said, all right, man, you leave me immediately. You go to In-N-Out, you get two double doubles, 2 fries. Then you eat that. Then you go to the car. You go back to the gym and you get a crazy workout. 2 hours later, and then you text me your weight. He did that. That same day, he dropped 5 pounds. So he did the 225.
Take some stress off.
Yes.
Too, for sure.
Then that rolled over. So within 48 hours, he lost 10 pounds.
He's stressed out.
Yeah.
Sure. You took it off his mind too.
Right. So then that kept going for another week. So the week went by. He was down to like 215. So from 230 to 215 within 1 week.
Yeah.
The next week, I had him do the same thing, and we pushed past that barrier. We got like to 208 on stage. So it worked for him in that one situation. You know, you don't do that for
Especially
everybody.
For someone
But
who's so big, right? Almost 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Already lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
It's gonna the swings are gonna be a lot different.
A lot different.
You know, it could be like that could have been like a 3-pound loss for someone who was already 195. You know, instead of losing that 5, 6, 7 pounds, they could have lost 3. And to them, they'll be like, "Dude, you lost 6 pounds after eating that." It's like, well, it's relative, right?
Yeah.
You imagine a bikini girl dropping 1 pound after something like that.
Right.
That could be the difference between her looking like she never dieted before and being peeled when they're such smaller people. Like when Vivian's on stage at 100 pounds, you know, versus on stage at 98 pounds or something like that. It's going to look completely different. That's a crazy story. I like that. Yeah. Can I say his name? Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Was it Frank?
No.
No? Oh, man.
No,
Say good job, Frank. Not Frank, but good job to Frank.
Frank
anyway.
did a good job, too.
Frank did a good job. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's an awesome story. And then we had... How much muscle, kind of generic question, but how much muscle can you gain naturally? And is there a way that, like, if a client were to ask you that question, how much muscle can you gain naturally? How would you explain it to them as a coach if someone came to you and asked you that?
My answer would be two different scenarios or variations. When did you start lifting? That'd be one question. And then how old are you? That's another question. You know, they say the newbie gains when you first start lifting out those younger kids. So if a teenager asked me this question, I'm like, man, you probably gain about 5 pounds of muscle a year or something like that. You know, if you just go hard and you train maybe 3 to 5 pounds a year.
Right,
maybe.
it could be 12 and then 6, then 2, 2, 1, 1, 1.
So you can probably, if you're consistent, you're going to get big, you're going to get little, you're going to cut bulk. But I would say something like that for a younger person. But if you're older, then I would scale it back, maybe 3 pounds, maybe 2 to 3 pounds a year. It depends on if you're really, really pushing hard. And
you're
that's
talking
naturally.
about muscle, right? Because people swing 20 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Just to find out that it was 4 pounds of muscle.
Exactly. No, just muscle. Nobody's going to gain 20 pounds of muscle in a year. Not a lot of people.
Usually not unnaturally.
Yeah, that's a lot. When you gain weight, you're gaining just weight. It's not typically like all... You know, you bulk.
Think about your client you just talked about losing like 15 pounds. I don't think he was holding 15 pounds of fat. 15 pounds of fat is a huge chunk. Right? There's a ton of inflammation. There's a ton of glycogen storage. There's a ton of other stuff besides fat and muscle in the body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what would you tell a guy who's been trained for a while and maybe he's never competed before? In his mid-30s, his life is together. He's making decent money. So now he's like, you know what? I can take my eyes off of that, and now I want to get into better shape, and I want to compete. So he's been like an average Joe, goes to the gym 3-4 days a week, and just kind of lifts on his own. And he's been doing that on and off for years, kind of like your average dad, right? And he goes now, how much weight? How would you explain to someone like that? Because that's kind of like the average viewer, right? It's like the average dad age. How would you explain to them how much they can expect in even just their first year?
Okay. I mean, I'll kind of say the same thing. You're in your mid-30s, so don't expect... I guess I have to set realistic expectations because people think you're going to gain 10 pounds of muscle. And you might go up 10 pounds, but it's not going to be of all muscle.
So they look at you and they say, how old are you? Okay, you tell them, they say, well, how long have you been working out for? What do you tell people that have asked you how long you've been working out for?
I say 20 years, because it's not overnight. This is 20 years, and this is not 20 years of just growing. This is 20 years of making a lot of
boxing, and all that stuff.
Making a lot of mistakes with food. I mean, food is like one of the best and worst things you can do. Everybody has to eat, but I mean, knowing what to eat and eating it consistently. It's one of the things that nobody does correctly. It's very hard. Very few people do that correctly. Because you think you're doing it right, but then you realize, oh man, this wasn't good for my body, or this is causing inflammation. I can't have this. You think you're doing it right.
As you age, things change too.
Yes, as you age, things change, and so a lot of times you think you're doing it right, but you're not. So it's always not a guessing game, but you're always fine tuning your diet. And that's if you're on top of it. A lot of people aren't on top of it.
Right. There's a consistency factor too, right? I like them to look at their parents Be like, if your dad, if it's a male client and he comes to me and goes, what's your dad look like? Or what kind of structure did he have? Oh, now he's old, scrawny, whatever. But, if your dad was 5'11", 190, and you're 5'11", 6 foot, 215, you're already pushing your genetics, bro. Like, especially if your mom was 5'2", love you, mom. If your mom was 5'2" and you're an inch taller than your dad and you're 30 pounds heavier than him, like, naturally, then you're kind of already towards that upper limit of your genetics anyway.
Right.
And so expecting at that point to come in and put on another 10 pounds of muscle in a year, like, good luck.
Right.
So I always tell people that you all remember Diane. May she rest in peace. We love Diane.
Yep.
When she competed with me for the years that she did, when she left and she went from bikini to figure, and then I took her on as figure and I told her, let's do physique. Let's do women's physique. Let's do women's physique. She finally agreed, and then she turned pro that year. And I told her, I'm going to get you peeled. Whenever she went in and got weighed in, height in, everything, she was within 10 pounds of the same body weight on stage her entire career as an amateur and a pro, right? She just got better at that weight. She looked bigger, she looked leaner. It's not as an illusion,
right,
but it's the frame and how like a little bit of muscle here makes your waist look smaller, right? So it's not just about overall weight on the scale,
exactly,
right? And so you can, especially with like classic division now that, they have like height and weight requirements, like I can only gain 5 more pounds of muscle, but if I put on 3 pounds of muscle and lose 3 pounds more fat or some water, that I'll be the same exact weight as last year, but I will look way better. And so when people ask like, oh, you're in the off season, like what's the goal now? It's like, well, I'm trying to put on muscle. And they're like, well, don't you only have like 5 more pounds you can gain? It's like, there's no like linear progression where it's like, I went from 205 or 204 to 209, and then I diet down 1 pound and I go on stage and I smash.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that way, right? You can't just like put on perfect layers of muscle.
Yeah.
And usually because you'll get disheartened, It's like hard to stay on a linear path. That's enough of the sciencey stuff, So we're going to go with an overrated and underrated. Okay.
All right.
And so I'm going to fire a couple to you. And then we're going to talk, and we've talked about 2 of these topics already, but we're going to get your like fast answer, okay? You got like 2 seconds to answer, okay?
All right.
So you tell me overrated or underrated, okay? Fasted cardio.
Overrated.
Overrated, okay. Reverse dieting.
Underrated.
I agree 100%. Here you go. Off-season trenbolone.
Overrated.
Overrated. Agree. Prep trenbolone.
Overrated.
Still? Oh man. Everyone, leave a comment for it. We'll talk about it next week. Okay. Sorry, Tarzan. Red light therapy.
Underrated.
Oh, Tarzan, shout out to you. Conscious bodies over there.
I've been using that lately.
Yeah?
I have been for the last 4
How's your
days.
sleep? You
Good.
feel you're
Yeah.
improved?
Yeah. I've been
That's
using
right
it. Yeah, I've been using it for like at least a good week now. I signed up with them about a week ago, and I've been using it every evening before I go home.
Yeah.
And I actually feel better. Yeah.
I know my sleep sucks. I gotta just make the time for it,
I woke up with a 6-pack this morning.
Oh, shit.
Something's
Everybody,
working.
if you want to get
Something's
a 6-pack,
working.
check out Tarzan.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Spot out like that. It's, red light therapy, white light therapy, all the therapy. All right, for girls, posting booty pics on Instagram.
Okay.
Overrated, underrated.
Underrated. We need more of that. We need more of that. Keep it going.
Yeah. As I tell everyone here, like, girls, come on, like, let's get some real marketing material out there. And last one, being a fitness influencer.
Overrated. Because a lot of people say they're a fitness influencer, but they're not influencing anything. It's just they just call themselves that. So I say it's
right. I think it's overrated being one. But I think that when you are touching people, when you are like touching their heart and causing them to make a positive change, and you're not influencing or trying to go over the top, you're just being yourself.
Yeah.
and you get that person that you may not even know online that responds, you know what, I've been watching your stories, I've been watching this, and I say, you know, I was proud of you how you came after that injury, or I liked what you said to your client when they were going through X, Y, and Z, and then you've influenced them to get back in the gym or to make a change for their health, or you put up something about, you know, managing your blood sugar. You help a diabetic person like to do better, and you're not getting paid for it. You were posting that content for free value.
Yeah.
I think that is underrated. And the mindset's different though. It's like they're coming at it from, you're being influential, but you're keeping it real. I think the people that are out there like shoving stuff down your throat, trying to buy this product or do this style of dieting or whatever, there's an agenda behind it. It's just not authentic and not organic. And last one for you is going to be for, if you had to pick one, and this is not around this is not around competition, but for the rest of your life, if you had to train for one thing, would it be strength or symmetry?
Symmetry.
Symmetry.
Yeah, symmetry.
You got a reason why?
I like the idea to look symmetrical, to look good versus kind of be strong. Because trying to be strong, sometimes you can get injured. You know what I mean? People trying to be strong, trying to power lift in essence, or trying to move a lot of weight. You can be strong, but how long can you be strong? But you can be symmetrical. You can be aesthetic forever.
A lot of times, the symmetrical frame is going to be a lifestyle type of training, which is going to have more longevity.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some of these older guys that still, even though they're not as strong, they still look good. They walk around, chest up.
More flexible.
Yeah, flexible. They're veiny, vascular. Man, you look good, like, for their age, and they're still looking good. But a lot of people that lift heavy weights, they kind of crumple down over time.
Yeah, my old coach Pete used to tell me, he said, who cares if you can bench 405 if you look like you can bench 405?
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. And what crushed my chest? From my back. Yeah,
right, yeah.
That same number. Thanks, coach. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today on our episode of Self-Made Training Facility Coaches Corner. We want to add a segment with some answering your guys' questions. So if you have a question for me or for Jarvis or any other coaches here at Self-Made Training Facility, we invite you to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below so that we can get those questions answered for you guys. Anything else, Jarvis?
Nope. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's do this. Let's make this thing huge.
Take care, too.
Give me 100 likes today.
Thanks, guys.
All right.